Karate training is a lifetime to develop yourself to be good human beings. That's why when we training, or I'm training for now over 55 years training, but still not good enough. That's why I have to challenge myself to be good human beings. Then I have to show my student a good example. Means how to practice continuously to develop yourself. Then someday you'll be really happy. That's how to aiming every day's training to be good human beings.
It's the original of the universe, the vast universe, the original itself, as a being, not just a human being, but as a being in the universe. People represent the vast universe. That means we sometimes put ourselves in a corner, or we identify ourselves as a person, a human being, or we are different from others. But over here, separate, put that aside, put ourselves, understand ourselves as everything else. But it's nothing also.
The Shaolin Temple is where it all began 1,500 years ago. Martial arts, Zen Buddhism, the warrior monk. It is the beginning of a new generation of Shaolin monk, and for the disciples it begins with a newly shaved head. Every day starts at 5 in the morning with Kung Fu practice lasting until after sunset. The philosophy of Shaolin Kung Fu is Chan, or Zen Buddhism, that there is one energy which permeates the universe and we are all part of this energy. At the Shaolin Temple, this is the essence of Kung Fu. The monks believe that spiritual development is linked to the physical body and requires a healthy body which is charged with energy, the universal life force called Qi. After mastering the forms, the monks concentrate the mind using Zen meditation. Master Deru grew up in the temple and is one of a handful of Shaolin monks who moved to America to spread Shaolin culture. He has returned to China to visit his brother, monk Shi Deyang, a Shaolin Buddhist monk and a Grand Master of the Shaolin fighting arts. These movements or forms were developed to build the monk's strength and so allow long periods of meditation, but they have a darker side. They are also fighting techniques and over many centuries became a deadly martial art.
This school is basically traditional Kung Fu or Wushu. In China, everybody calls Wushu. Traditional Wushu from the Shaolin Temple. And we also emphasize on the mind, the body, and the spirit, especially on the tradition, the Chan Buddhism. That's behind us, there's food, the love, the Chan, the spirit. So all we emphasize mind-body connection, the origin ourselves. We try to see who we are, what we are, not just as a Chinese or American or Japanese, but as a being, not as just a human being, but as a being. And we try to understand ourselves as part of the universe, as the microcosm of the universe. So we understand all the movements. The movements are the universal movements, represent the energy of the universe, expressed in our movements, in our emotions, in our mind, in our muscles, in our bones. So Kung Fu is basically the mind expression, the emotional expression, the body expression, the spiritual expression, and the expression of the energy of the universe. We have morning practice early in the morning and basic conditioning, climb the mountains to the Sunshine Mountain, do basic training, flexibility, toughness, kick, punch, and also stance, and different toughness of training. Some conditioning, simulated fights, and some self-defense, and different things, different training. And after training, they do a little bit study for a few minutes, they write and do something, and then they go to sleep, and then turn back to the next day. Normally get up 4:30 to 5 o'clock. Every day, 6 days a week.
The astonishing fighting skills of the Shaolin Temple monks is acquired only by long hours of dedication and discipline. Blindfolded, the disciples train for fighting even in the dark. No Shaolin demonstration is complete without performing the techniques of Iron Body. Iron Body is the mental and physical discipline to withstand pain. Demonstrations like these may seem like circus performances, but they allow the monks to travel to foreign countries and promote Shaolin Kung Fu and Zen Buddhism. In case you think the spears are fakes, don't try this yourself. Wooden staffs have no effect, and with a focused mind, even bars of iron shatter. Training for the young monks starts as early as 5 years of age, and they soon display remarkable athletic ability. Kung Fu can take on unusual forms, such as this drunken monkey style, which will surely baffle and confuse any attacker. Today, the 32nd generation of Shaolin monk contend with a changing world very different from the temple life. The doors of Shaolin have been flung open to the outside world. As Shaolin becomes a global brand and Hollywood continues to discover more Jet Lis, the temple life for this new generation of Shaolin monk may be gone forever.
It's written by him, okay, the great master De Yang. He's the one who wrote it. And so his name is over here, De Yang Jing Xuan. It's a poem about my Shifu, and then it's a poem about his the spiritual, the physical, the mental, the promotion of the Kung Fu, the promotion of the spiritual being, and promotion of Zen Buddhism worldwide. And basically, it's a spiritual line of the Buddha, in the world. The emptiness of the mind, the emptiness of the body, they all link together as a general being, general energy. The energy you cannot see. It's colorless, empty, nothingness. But this energy creates everything else. That is the energy, create everything else in the world. So that's what it says. Pagodas. Each pagoda represents the greatest master of that century. There has to be the greatest master of that generation. So my Shifu is the great master of this generation, of this century. He's past the nationalist, the Japanese invasion, and all the warlords, and then find the communist, the cultural revolution, the land reform, the revolution against counter-revolutionary, and then the great leap forward, disasters, all kinds of things. Yeah. Basically, the birthplace of all martial arts. Start from here. That's what it says. This place is our training hall for centuries. If you right now it's locked. Maybe tomorrow we'll see if we can open for you. And on the floor, all dent. There's a big hole on the floor, and for people practice for years and years, they start. So they make holes everywhere, and it's because of years of practice. Yeah. And so that's the famous training hall over here. That's his house right over here. Yeah. That's another brother who lives here. That's De Jian lives here. De Jian lives here. Yeah. Not him. He lives here too, but De Jian lives here, and then I'll live at the back. 大的这个电影节目、电影上，世界上出现。
Like the mist that covers its peaks, Wudang Mountain is shrouded in secrecy. Now this Shangri-La existence is threatened as Oscar-winning movies such as Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon thrust Wudang Mountain into the spotlight. The priests of Wudang practice the internal art of Tai Chi, which is based on the Taoist philosophy of the effortless action of nature. The Purple Cloud Temple sits just below the mountaintop and is the location of Wudang's oldest and most respected school. It is early morning, and Priest Wu-En begins his day like every other, with Tai Chi. Unlike the shaven heads of the Shaolin monks, the Wudang priest ties his long hair in a knot above his head. Some of the students are late for practice. The Taoists believe that we are born in a balanced state, and as we age, we lose this natural balance due to outside influence. As children, we have natural, spontaneous minds and flexible bodies. As we grow older, we need to stretch the body and rest the mind. This improves balance, posture, mobility, and alertness. Good posture keeps the bones of the vertebrae in correct alignment and prevents back pain, so prevalent in the West. To understand Tai Chi, we need to look at the Chinese belief of Taoism. It is the philosophy of nature, that all things between heaven and earth find their way, and this way is a path of least resistance, just like a stream coursing down a mountain finds a way of least resistance. In Taoism, this is living in harmony with nature, of not forcing but yielding, or giving up. The principle of yielding is called Wu Wei and is found in the Tao and in Tai Chi. The second principle of the Tao is the process of change, that all things change, and this change is a balance between opposite forces called yin and yang. The constant change between opposites has a natural rhythm, and this brings about a harmony. This change is undefined. As one ends, it is found in the beginning of the other, like day turning into night, neither yin nor yang. These principles form the backbone of Tai Chi and exist in each movement. A common misconception is that Tai Chi is always performed in a relaxed and soft manner, but this is not entirely so. Each posture in Tai Chi involves not only a relaxed muscle, but also a muscle in tension. This invokes the principle of yin and yang, where relaxation and tension change from one to the other in balance. The rhythmic change of tension and relaxation also occurs in the respiratory muscles of the abdomen during breathing and is similar to techniques used in meditation or yoga. Breathing should be deep, slow, and natural. The breath and movements are in harmony, and this helps to control and relax the mind, which is focused on the lower belly. This creates a firm center of balance where the body stays relaxed but controlled. The importance given to the lower abdomen as the focal point of energy and the spirit pervades Asian thinking and is especially relevant in martial arts. During Tai Chi, the mind enters a state of stillness and yet retains a natural and spontaneous feel. In Taoism, it is said that a mind in Tai Chi is the pure mind, or the original mind. Every movement changing from push to pull, up and down, forward and backward, hard to soft and slow to fast, combines with the breath in an ever-changing cycle of the mind and body in harmony. The interaction of the various parts, the physical movement, the breath, and the mind are the essence of Tai Chi and the creation of internal energy, or Qi. The goal is not to think of the movements and the mind as separate elements, but to experience them working together in a natural harmony. Only by reaching this stage will you become one with nature and experience a physical enlightenment.
The students get up at 5 o'clock, then to 7:30. Every day it's 8-hour practice.
首先，学生他来开始就是学最基础的，也就是我们这些武当一些传输的一些基本功能、基本步伐、基本身法和手法。
有复古拳，
像我们这个最基础一点，像我开始学生来，踢腿，像我们的基本套路那个武传，这个伏虎传，还有我们这个武当。再基础一点，这么一个，我像那个北派一点功法，是刀法，对不对？旋风刀，还有我们武当的那个太乙旋门剑，都是一些基础的东西。学生来开始必须要学它。经过这么一个阶段，对不对？至于学习这个太极，对不对？那个养生这方面的事，这个学生在基础的，对不对？训练基础以后。有了基础了，对不对？学生再能接触这个太极养生，像一些内功，对不对？当内功这些心法。
The broadsword is the most popular of the 15 weapons at Wudang. The wide slashing style of the broadsword develops balance and posture in Tai Chi. It is often overlooked in the West that Tai Chi is a martial art, but at Wudang Mountain, fighting and sparring is an important part of practice. Chinese movies often portray Wudang and Shaolin Temple as rivals, and Wudang as the heroic female defending her honor against the Shaolin monk. For Wudang, it's another myth to add to all the others that surround its misty peaks. China's turbulent history took its toll on the martial arts, and some of the temples never survived. Today, in a spirit of openness, the government encourages martial arts and promotes its own brand of wushu. At the Capital College, where many of China's Olympic gymnasts are produced, wushu has been added to the curriculum. Xiaoping is a Chinese national coach and international wushu judge. Today, we have been invited to attend her foreign student class. For a foreign student, trying to grasp the finer details of wushu, it is a matter of some difficulty. It is beyond the reach of the ones who cannot devote their lives to the martial arts. Traditionalists remark that most wushu bears little resemblance to the kung fu practiced by the Shaolin monks. Certainly in this college environment, it is difficult for students to develop spiritually and physically, which is so important in the temples. In a large city like Beijing, where can you go to practice martial arts? We found our answer on a cold winter day in Rattan Park. Will York came to China from England to master Kung Fu, and today he's invited some of Beijing's best instructors to spend a day in practice. One of Beijing's most renowned masters is Shang Li. Today he is teaching the broadsword to some very willing students, including a young uninvited guest that wants to start early practice. Like a scene from a kung fu movie, Master Sheng Li demonstrates the crescent moon weapon from the Bagua style. The movements are based on a circular pattern with fast opposing changes in direction and speed. These rapid attacks in straight lines are in contrast to the slow circular movements we are used to seeing in the West. As the news spread across Beijing, the martial arts instructors arrived at the park to join their friends and students. Master An of the Beijing Wushu Association teaches many styles of Tai Chi and Kung Fu. His explosive power comes from many years of practice in breathing technique. Not all Tai Chi is practiced slowly. Chen-style Tai Chi is punctuated with very quick, energetic motions and the stamping of the feet into the ground. It is an early form of Tai Chi that uses the very extreme opposites of yin and yang, of slow and fast, soft and hard. Chen's style is favored by many fighters who are drawn to its sudden, explosive movements. The Tai Chi we recognize in the West is performed here by Master Shu. The slow, relaxed movements help reduce stress, making Tai Chi popular in the West. In China, Tai Chi has been long known for its health benefits, where the emphasis is on prevention of illness rather than a cure. In the warmer climates of Shanghai, the elderly take to the park, where exercise equipment is provided by a concerned community. The goal is to ease the burden on the healthcare system by encouraging the elderly to exercise. While some of these exercises may be familiar, one exercise is still a mystery. It is Qigong. Qigong comes from the word qi, or energy, and gong, meaning repetitive work, and it is practiced standing or sitting. Qi is a difficult concept to accept in the West, yet is a reality in the Taoist and Buddhist beliefs, and in Hinduism, where it is called prana. In Qigong, the qi is a psychological and physical energy emanating from the breath, the blood flow, and the mind. In this exercise, the hands are rotated around a ball of energy while the mind is gently focused on the lower belly, where the qi resides. The energy flow between the palms of the hands is carried to the lower abdomen through a network of channels called meridians. Qigong harnesses this qi for emotional and physical healing. When stress or tension occur, the energy flow is interrupted, causing an imbalance in the body which must be corrected to feel well again.
Yeah, I'm quite strong. No ill in my body. No illness. Yes. You see, 82 years. The people of other country, you see, I don't believe. That's wonderful. You're 82 years. Look younger than your actual age.
You look about 60.
Yes. 60, 65, no, more. 70, more. 75, more. 80, more. 82. 82. Yes. I'm quite strong. Yes, I'm quite strong.
You are strong.
Yes.
In Japan, where old and new generations struggle to understand each other's values, martial arts can bridge the void between them. The principles of respect and courtesy are passed from master to student, one generation to another. The Japanese art of archery, or kyudo, is an ancient Budo art which combines martial arts with the etiquette of a cultured society. Kyudo can also be found in the religious ceremonies of Shinto and in the philosophy of Zen. No unnecessary movements are undertaken, and each action serves a specific purpose. The archer, moving in the midst of silence, practices strong control. It is said in Zen that it is not the target that the archer aims at, but in shooting the arrow, he will find the self in the target. This is the spiritual development which will lead to the ultimate truth and the discovery of the self. When the archer raises his bow, he will begin a process familiar in Zen meditation. As the string is drawn back to its limit and the eye looks to the target, there is a moment of absolute concentration that is initiated by brief tension in the respiratory muscles. This focuses the attention at the precise moment the arrow is released. This can only be achieved with perfect posture, balance, and stillness. The control of the breath and mind generates a spiritual power similar to what one finds in meditation. The immediate effect of this is increased attention and a cessation of thought, the final emptying of the mind for one brief moment as the arrow is released.
Okay, my name's Ben Peacock. I come from Victoria, Canada, and originally came here in order to do Aikido. There's 5 classes a day you can practice at here. I've been doing about 1 or 2 a day for the past 11 years. I trained in a number of places, and I came to Japan and trained here and trained in a number of places around Japan, but this was really the best place. Most classes, and there's, well, 18 or 20 master teachers on the teaching staff, so you have an excellent choice of people to train under. And people come from around the world who are really very, very skilled, and from around Japan as well, so you train with the best, under the best. The founder's grandson, whose name is Moriteru Ueshiba, we call him Doshu, teaches a class at 6:30, and it's quite an energetic class, lots of people.
Moriteru Ueshiba is the grandson of perhaps the world's most famous martial artist, Morihei Ueshiba, the founder of Aikido. Aikido developed from the founder's spiritual approach to life, or Budo, the way of martial art. It is this approach which makes Aikido not just another martial art, but a path to spirituality through daily practice. In the spirit of Aikido, there are no attacking techniques, and therefore no participation in tournaments. This reflects the peaceful philosophy of the discipline. The basis of Aikido is the concept of the circle, and energized by its movement, you are able to defeat your opponent using less strength. In the technique of Irimi Nage, the defender enters the attacker's weakest position where he can turn the force of the attack against him. This is a key principle of Aikido. The heir to the Aikido legacy, Moriteru Ueshiba, bears the title of Doshu. He runs the Aikido Foundation from the world headquarters in Tokyo. With followers in 70 countries, as Doshu, Ueshiba carries a big responsibility.
まあ全くないと言ったらこれは嘘になると思いますけども、しかし生まれた時からそういう環境でもうそういうものの中でずっと育ってきてますから、他の方が思うほど重圧とかですね、そういったものはあんまりないですね。
This responsibility does not appear to affect his joyful manner during practice. In the throw Shiho Nage, all of the principles of Aikido are demonstrated. The defender, using a circular body movement and folding the attacker's arm over, is able to throw him in one of 4 directions. In Aikido, the techniques are executed around a firm center. Like a hurricane, the center is quiet and still, but radiates a whirlwind of energy to the outside. In this technique, large arm movements combine with the power of breathing, so the defender can unbalance the opponent and throw him. This principle can also be used in a sitting position.
気というのは、合気道でいう気というのは、私たちは日常生活をしている中で、いつもエネルギーというものを持っていますから、気がいつも出ているわけです。その持っているものを集中してスッと出す。これは合気道の稽古をすることによって養っていく。合気道の場合、それを、その出てきた、力を呼吸力と言います。それを呼吸法という鍛錬法で稽古をして養って。例えば先ほどの稽古の中でしっかり掴まれた時に、無理に上げようとすると上がらない。それを相手の体が崩れる方向に自分の持っている力をそっと集中して出していく。そういうことが気が出ている、呼吸力があると、こういうふうにつながっていくと思います。
During practice, it is important to keep centered by focusing the mind so that you can remain calm and act naturally. In Aikido, it is referred to as a stillness within movement. It is a difficult concept to understand.
非常に難しいこれはことだと思いますけどね。稽古をやはりしている時にもろもろのことを意識しながらしていますとやはり動きが緩慢になりますし、それは自分とそのがですね、カイソはよく言ったんですけど、その自分とその宇宙が一体となる、そういう表現をされたんですが、それが一体となってそこにはその、何もこだわらずに何もないそのいうことだと思うんですね。それをいろいろな表現を使われて。すごいこうバーッと動く動きがその墨切りっていうのはもう動きがですねきれいにこう動いてますと正に銅が正に変わるごとくのようになる、そういった境地またを墨切りというふうになるわけですけど、そこまでやはり何もその邪念なくですね、自分とは宇宙と一体となって、そういうことだと思うんです。これは非常に簡単にできることではなくて、やっぱり日々の稽古をしっかりやって、もうその到達がそこになるであろうと、こういうことですから。It is not easily achieved.
Through daily practice with a partner, you master not only technique, but develop a spirit of satisfaction and enjoyment. This fosters a relaxed, natural attitude which is very beneficial to the student who wishes to go beyond just the physical aspects of the martial arts.
お互いに必ずこうやりつつやられつつでいろんな方と稽古します。そういうことで人と人との、間合いの取り方、付き合い方、それもおのずからこうみんな同じには人というのは付き合うことはできないと思います。その合気道でいう間合い、それがその人と人との接する時、また他のいろいろな場面でその間合いの取り方っていうのができるようになって、それとやはり合気道の基本はお互い稽古しながら自分のその思いやる和の心、こういうものが一つの、合気道の精神ですから、それを日常生活の中でも稽古を通じてそれが生かされていただきたい、生かしていただきたいと。
Every class ends with the sweeping of the dojo floor, but for these students the day has just begun. After all, it is only 7:30 in the morning. The word karate translates as the empty hand. And at the Japan Karate Association, they are busy at work forging these hands into deadly weapons. The wooden target is a makiwara, and through many years of striking, the body hardens into steel capable of killing in one single blow. This training builds a strength of character that is the Bushido, or warrior spirit. Every day at noon, the instructors of the JKA practice together. It is rare for these relaxed training sessions to be seen by anyone else. Regardless of age and experience, daily practice still begins with the very basic techniques of punches and kicks. It requires great dedication to practice such basic technique every day. This dedication builds discipline, strength, and mental toughness. Masahiko Tanaka is a senior instructor and won his first world championship in 1973. He remained undefeated for 10 years until his retirement from competition. Today, at the age of 63, his experience in karate tournaments is of great value to the other instructors. Training with an opponent develops speed, power, and timing, and will expose any weaknesses in technique which need correcting. This competitiveness develops a fighting spirit and a healthy, focused mind. In karate, without a fighting spirit, you will lose, and without a focused mind, you will have no spirit to win. This fighting spirit helps them to endure the pain and exhaustion even when the opponent keeps coming back. At the end of the class, the instructors gather to perform a kata. This is a series of techniques strung together which are classic in form. In Shotokan karate, there are 26 classic kata, and today, Basai Dai will be performed. Kata such as this have been practiced since the beginning of the century and have remained largely unchanged since the founder of modern karate, Gichin Funakoshi, adopted them. Each movement has to be performed correctly with a fighting spirit. Tanaka once wrote, "Karate is not a fighting system with the goal to win, but rather the passing of mental and physical tests. It is to advance development of the human character through hard training." As a testament to the health benefits of martial arts, one of karate's most well-known figures is still teaching when most people his age would have retired years ago. With a daily routine that would exhaust the strongest athlete, Hirokazu Kanazawa, at the age of 72, is the embodiment of a life strengthened by martial arts. His success created an organization with a philosophy that reaches every corner of the world.
結局あれですね、成功というのは結局自分の目標に向かって前進し、その目標に向かって近づいていくこと、また現在に いつでもやはり足りるを知る、結局いつでも満足する、いつも不満を思わないと、ね、現在生きていることに満足しながらより一層目標に向かって前進する努力、無心で努力する、それが成功のあれだと思います。
Kanazawa's passion for karate is matched only by his love of teaching children. Over 50 years of training have given him the rare skill of mastering both the physical and spiritual aspects of martial arts.
生活が楽であり、あれだからあれですけど、それだけにだんだんこの腹が弱くなってきてますよね。この腹を鍛錬するような空手をやらなきゃダメだと思います。
Kanazawa teaches us through daily practice the spiritual and mental conditioning needed to obtain happiness in our everyday life. In karate, technique is attained through practice, but perfect technique is only achieved by great sacrifice. Masao Kagawa has achieved such perfection.
まず基本は全てというぐらいの基本練習をやりましたね。それはもう基本的にその場、そして移動基本とか。
Masao Kagawa is a former world champion and the current coach of the Japan Karate Federation.
Your 力が 70% だとしたら、ね、100出さなくてもいい。70% の力が出せば。自分が今60しか力がなかったとしたら 60% の力が出せばいい。それが 100% 出そうとするから力んだり何したりする。60しかなかったら 60% の力を出せば気分的に楽なの。自分の力が出し切って負けたらしょうがないんだ。相手が強かったのと思って開き直って試合をするかどうかなんだ。
This is the Hambu Dojo, or headquarters of the Japan Shotokai, where Kagawa teaches his brand of perfect technique. In a display of openness, we are allowed to observe a daily practice class for children. For any adult, this would be a taxing workout, but for these children, it is what they expect from Kagawa as their instructor.
戒めるっていうね気持ちっていうのは人間の中には例えば欲望だとか何が欲しいとかこれが欲しいとかいうのは皆さんもみんなあると思うんですけども常にその自分をこういじめるっていうか自分を戒めるっていうのは空手の稽古でそういう反省をね教えてくれる空手が空手の稽古が自分を戒めてくれるそういうふうにそれがこう恩恵を受けてるっていう今言ったように空手がもらうものは何ですかっていうところにあると思う。はい私の中で空手がなければもっと、ダメな人間になってたもんだけど。もっと大きい声出して。はい、出してください。1、2、3、4、肘曲げろ。お肘曲げ、肘曲げ。お肘曲げ、そう。肘曲げて、お腹つけろ、お腹つけて。はい、お腹つけてよ。グー。
The children show respect to the teacher, but in performing zokin, or floor cleaning, they also apply this to the training hall, or dojo. As Kagawa pointed out, these are judgments that you apply in your daily life.
Because 空手のスピリットは宇宙ですから、だからやっぱり宗教の違い、国の違い、人種の違い、そういうものを超越したものがやっぱり空手の精神だと思ってます。
I have to practice continuously to be like my instructor, Master Funakoshi. That is my challenge to be kind of a masters, but no limit, lifetime training. I hope I can touch the Master Funakoshi's toes, then I'm happy. That's the real martial art.
No martial art symbolizes the spirit of the warrior more than the art of kendo, or the way of the sword. Kendo dates back to the Edo period of the 19th century, but its roots come from the swordsman and samurai class of 500 years earlier. Though the metal sword has been replaced by bamboo and wood, all other aspects of the samurai spirit live on in the practice of kendo. Hollywood movies such as The Last Samurai exposed the art of kendo to a huge audience, many of whom are unaware that over 40 countries participate in a world championship and 10 million practice worldwide. Kendo requires a strong spirit, physical strength, and mental attitude to avoid defeat. Each attack is undertaken as it would have been for the samurai, with death as the only outcome. To strike a killing blow requires good technique, but victory requires a single-mindedness to defeat the opponent. In Kendo, such courageous attacks develop the spirit which is necessary for victory. The Budokan in Tokyo is home to Japan's martial arts. The famous 16th century swordsman Miyamoto Musashi, author of the Book of Five Rings, wrote that you should not fix your eye on your opponent's sword, but that you should see into his mind. If you focus on the attacker's sword movement, you will stop to think, and the attacker will seize upon this. Winning techniques are made with a strike to the head, called the men, a thrust to the throat with both hands, or using one hand, a strike to the wrist, or kote, would sever your opponent's arm. Victory is achieved by reacting with initiative. This counterattack and the ability to strike before your opponent is called sen, and is an important aspect of kendo. Let's see this at regular speed. The body, or do, is struck by the winner. Ando is a world-class competitor and well known to the Budokan audience. Like many competitors, he needs to practice every day and is supported in this by his job as a policeman. Ando has defeated some strong opponents today, but this is the hardest fight so far. His technique is among the best, but he knows that this is sometimes not enough to win. Suddenly, a spirited attack gives Ando the win with a strike to the head, or men. Though exhilarated by his win, Ando shows a humble attitude to the audience and a deep respect for his opponent. This respect is part of the code of honor known as Bushido.
Kenの道、英語で言うと The Way of the Sword、これは日本の侍が刀を使った戦争の中から掴んだ哲学、フィロソフィーですね。これが今の剣道の背景にはあります。でそれは刀を使っての戦いというのはどっちかが生きるかどっちかが死ぬか、非常に恐ろしいことですから怖いですよね。でその怖いというものを乗り越えて死なないで生きていく、それからあるいは怖いということを乗り越えられないで死んでしまう。だけどそれを乗り越えていくというのはそれが怖いと思ったりいろんなことを考えてたらできない。でこれを乗り越えるには長い厳しい訓練ですね。稽古を通じて自然に体が動く、自然に体がそういう恐心を乗り越えて自然に体が動くということになると。その気持ちがその禅の教えの無という気持ちで、その恐れを乗り越えるという方は恐れることも何も頭の中にないと。それにいかなる環境に対しても 自然に体が動いていくという心境になるということですね。これは非常に厳しい訓練をして出来上がるもので、どうやったらできますかと言われても答えられるものではできませんね。でこれはだから剣道がその長い道のりであると、最終点のない道のりであると言われることの一つなんです。
This is explanation machine.
Machine.
That's a very difficult subject.
A very difficult subject.
Very difficult, yeah.
Ando has advanced to the last match of the competition, the final of the All Japan Championship. Ando is facing Chikamoto, his closest rival, and like Ando, he is a policeman from the same region of Japan. Chikamoto, at 32 years of age, is 2 years older than Ando and the more experienced. They know each other's techniques well. Their lives are parallel. It is destiny that they meet each other today in the final match. Ando is wearing the red cloth, and Chikamoto is wearing the white. Each opponent, aware of the other's technique, has to attack with all-out sacrifice to gain victory. Anything less will mean defeat. This takes great courage. Chikamoto strikes men to the head and scores the first point. Once you have seen a weakness or a mistake in your opponent, you cannot let him recover. You must continue to press those weaknesses. Both attack at the same time, but Ando fails to strike deep enough to win. More important than winning or losing is the generosity you show, which in turn leads to self-development. It is written in the Book of Five Rings that victory is in knowing the rhythm of your opponent, and using a rhythm that your opponent cannot grasp is using a rhythm of emptiness. Accordingly, make emptiness the way, and see this way as emptiness.